Deal Surgeons, Elite Masterminds, what's going on? This is Diamond Life, and this is a psychology series. Welcome, okay? So I hopefully you guys like the last video in the psychology series called How to Be Unfuckwittable, okay? That's a word that I got from Jessica Lane. I got psychology from her, not necessarily market structure, but yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. You know, I just was talking about how to become unfuckwittable. Like, you know, I'm at that point, and you may think it's about making a lot of money. It's really not about that just yet, even though obviously you had to have made some money, and obviously I made some money, but it's really about the confidence of just knowing the structure, okay? Really knowing the structure at a deep level and seeing moves play out over and over and over again, and you predicting price. Now, we get to a new topic, okay? So it's gonna be a lot of points here. I'm gonna have to break this up into shorts. It's gonna be a little bit long, so you know, sit back and, you know, put your seatbelt on and let's talk about this. So what I want to talk about today is, how do you know that trading is not for you? How do you know that this shit is not for you? Okay? So this is just my 2 cents on it. How do you know that trading is not for you? How do you know that this is something that you don't need to do? Okay? And whatever I mentioned in this podcast, don't chalk it up as something you're not supposed to do right now. You have to give this a little bit of time. And if I would say in 3 to 6 months, if you see yourself experiencing these things I'm talking about now, you probably need to stop and do something else, okay? So let's go to the first one, all right? So the first one is, you're not absolutely fascinated by the markets in general, okay? So what I mean by this is that you should always have had like a deep fascination or a deep curiosity about trading in general, okay? So it's like you want to make money, but secretly you actually really want to just know, not just know, but one of the parts of you doing this is you secretly actually just want to know how this shit always worked, like stock markets, you know, traders, you know, Wall Street and all that. You should have already had a deep fascination with how this stuff works. And the reason I say that is because that's what helped me out, okay? Obviously I want to make money and free myself and all that, but secretly I always wanted to know how the markets worked, okay? I'm from Chicago, and we have the Chicago Board of Trade, and I felt like a spirit was telling me for a while to go to the Chicago Board of Trade, find a mentor, and have them teach you the markets. Like the voice was talking to me a long time ago. I just thought it was too confusing, or maybe nobody would deal with me. And then when I was living in Atlanta, they had the Atlanta Financial Services Center. It was like this huge building where where the stockbrokers and all that was, and something was like, just go up in there and, you know, tell them you'll work for free. You see what I'm saying? So this stuff should have been gnawing at you for years, because even before I actually got started with this in 2021, August 13th, shit, it was like at least 2 or 3 times before that trading was bugging at me. I remember going to a seminar in 2012. You know, I remember 2009, it was calling me. People was trying to get me to look at it, and I still didn't look at it. So it's like you should have had like multiple encounters with this stuff, where you get to a point where it's like, you know what, I'm just about to do this, okay? Now let's go to the next step. Okay, so the next one is when you're counting the days versus making the days count. This is huge right here, okay? So I said when you're counting the days versus making the days count. So I got this from a guy named Russ, you know, the rapper. Like, I was watching one of his documentaries one day, and he said something that was really profound, and it was really relevant to me in the trading. He said that I stopped counting the days and I started making the days count. Because I think he was rapping or something like that for at least 10 years, 5 years or something like that before it actually popped off. And one thing that he said was, you know, 5 years, 10 years he said it ain't shit when you love what you do. You know, and so basically, if you're counting the days with trading, like, man, it's only been 60 days, I ain't made no money, or I'm taking all these losses, or man, it's been 6 months and I ain't made no money, I've been taking losses. If you're thinking about it like that, you probably need to stop, because obviously I was thinking about it like that because that actually what happened to me. But then again, it goes back to what I just said before. You want to make money, but you should have like a secret curiosity of how this shit always worked, how Wall Street always worked, how hedge funds always work, how the most powerful people in the world understand this kind of shit. Like, I mean, that's just how I thought about it. I was like, man, I always want to become more valuable to the people around me. I'm like, if I understand this shit, I'm valuable to a lot of people, even people with, 100 times more money than me, if they see that I actually know what I'm doing. So you should you should not be counting the days. You should be making the days count, in my opinion, okay? So let's go to the next one. Appreciate you rocking with me. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share if you got value from this, okay? So the next one is, if you're not living in time distortion, okay? It's something I kind of made up. So this is some crazy ass shit right here. Check this out. So if you really about that life, if this is really something for you, you're gonna figure out that you're living in time distortion. This is a weird concept. So what I mean is, like a lot of times in the past, even now, like for instance, this is 2024, right? This is January 2nd. In 2023, July, I remember I was studying so hard, like every single day, right? And then one day, Thanksgiving came around, and I'm like, God damn, I can't believe I've been going obviously I was going every single day since August 13th, 2021, but in July, man, I was really going hard because I was like, I have to get this stuff. I have to understand how this works. But then it's like I was living in reality distortion because, remember, I wasn't counting the days. I was making the days count. So I was like, damn, I can't even believe it's November already, you know? I was like, damn, it's November already? And it's literally like, it was like a time warp or something. Like I traveled in time or something. So if you're not having experiences like that where you don't know what day it is, you know, you going to work and then you getting off work and studying the charts and you really have to be swamped in it. Like Grant Cardone said, you have to be coked up, doped up, snorting it all the time on success or whatever it is you're into, okay? So let's go to the next one. The next one is, if you really don't believe that you're smart, just stop right now, okay? And then I'm looking at my notes, and then what I said was, to be honest with you, it's not really about being smart. If you're not an until person, if you're not an until trader, you have to have chosen this as something that you don't have a plan B for. Does that make sense? So if you think about it and look over your life, the trading, this is just my philosophy because this is how it was for me. To me, the trading was deeper than just want to make money, want to learn how the markets work. For me, I was a person that was like doing different opportunities. Let's say in 10 years, I probably would do like 5 opportunities. 2 years, I'm going hard on something. And then, another year I'm doing something else because it seemed easier, or you see what I'm saying? So if you're one of those people who are jumping around different opportunities and then 10 years later, you haven't really got nothing done, it's like, it gets to a point where you're like, damn, I got to put my all into something and stick with it until I make it happen. You have to believe that you're really a powerful person, not necessarily smart, but you have to believe that you're a powerful person and that you're an until person, that you're gonna stick with this regardless. It's deeper than trading. It's like, shit, if I can't do trading, I can't do nothing. Because think about it, if you think trading is hard and you hop to something else, you just gonna experience difficulty in that as well. And then you're gonna hop to something else because you're not developing yourself. You're not developing the killer, as Grant Cardone said. You're not developing that shell that you need to have hardened up where you can basically withstand anything. So what I'm saying is, the trading for me, and what I'm trying to tell you, I think is deeper than just making the money. It's like a psychology, personal development program as well, because right now I was like, shit, I remember thinking like, if I could figure trading out, shit, I literally could do anything, because I've experienced the lowest moments and the lowest moment of my life with this stuff, taking losses, and you really need this stuff to work. No plan B. It's like, damn, what I'm gonna do if I can't, I have to figure this out. Like, people really don't want to go there because they really have to depend on themselves. They have to trust themselves, and they always have not trusted themselves. People have always not kept their word. So I understand why people don't want to take it that deep, where it's like, I have to make this work or I'm going to die. Okay. Let's go to the next one. If you can't take losses, number one, and when you take losses, you don't go back and learn from them. So this goes back to what I talked about in the podcast before, how to become unfuckwittable. I was saying that you become unfuckwittable. It's actually a word. I don't think Justin Lane came up with it, but it's a guy named Vishen Lakhiani. That's my dude right there. Vishen Lakhiani, if you go look him up, he started a company called Mindvalley, okay? Very important for people that are into personal development. But he actually, I think he has a book out there called Becoming Unfuckwittable or something like that. So, but in that podcast, I was talking about how you become unfuckwittable when you go back and you take losses, and then you go back and see why you took the loss. Because sometimes it's so painful, you just know you're not going to take the loss again. So if you're not willing to do that, then just stop now. Because this whole podcast is like, okay, how do I know I should just stop right now? How do I know this is not for me? Okay, this is just my opinion. The next one is, this is a big one. It says you don't want to back test. Okay, it says you don't want to back test. The reason I say this is because this is beyond belief to me. Now, I listen to ICT all the time, right? And one thing he always complaining about, this is beyond belief to me, that people don't want to backtest, but they want to trade. This is absolutely bonkers to me. ICT is always complaining in his audios, like people always trying to watch his videos to take signals. This is crazy as hell to me. You know, unless you're just a passive trader like a dentist or a doctor and you just want to do this on the side, that's different. You know, you want to learn what I learned, you know, it may take you 10 years. You know, it may take you 5 years, 7 years, right? Because you're not trying to do this stuff every day. You're not going all out for it. But these people don't want to backtest. ICT is always complaining about people not wanting to backtest. This is beyond belief to me. I'm like, how is it that people say that they're traders or that they want to do this, but they don't want to go back and backtest? Because it takes a long time and you're not making money from it. You're studying old moves. Absolutely insane to me. And ICT is always complaining about this. So, you know, if you're not willing to backtest and go back and study old moves, if you don't get excited about like seeing new strategies and want to run to the charts, like I make it similar to like a man, like if you're a man or if you're a woman, just imagine the opposite sex. You know, somebody that you're really into, they say they want to have sex with you. And you can't believe it. You're like, oh my God, is this really happening? So you get prepared and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this. It's like, it's so adventurous and you so giddy. Like that's how I feel when I learn something new. It's a new strategy I learned from ICT recently and I haven't backtested it yet, but I'll do it today or tomorrow. But I'm like, man, like I can't wait to just sit down and get my coffee and just go through the charts and just zone out, you know, and study that. Like this is adding to my knowledge. This is adding to my armor of being unfuckwittable. This is how I see it. But people don't want to backtest. This is absolutely fascinating to me. Oh, this is hilarious, man. That's just ridiculous. But okay, so the next one is, appreciate you rocking with me. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, but only do it if you think I'm giving you value, okay? So I only have like one or two more. Thanks for rocking with me. So the next one is, I think, yeah, I said if you haven't chosen this should be something that you have chosen as something that you're going to do and you don't have a plan B. So I already spoke on that. Okay, so let me go to the next one. Okay, here's the last one. So another thing is, I think that you should stop doing this, and if it's probably not something for you, at least give it 3 to 6 months. But if the market is not always on your mind, like you should be obsessed with the market, meaning when you took a loss or if you made money, you should be thinking all day like, okay, well, how did I win that? Like, okay, price went up there, took out a high. I said it was going to go down there. Like, you should always be taking notes as well. You should be taking notes. You should be taking notes why you got in and why you got out. If you're not doing that, you're really not going to learn. So you should be absolutely consumed. The market should be consuming your mind, even while you're at work. You know, you should be talking to co-workers and stuff in the back of your mind. You're like, damn, I wonder if GBP, JPY going to take that short. And if it take that short, I wonder if it's going to reverse or keep going. Like, and you should be looking at your phone, looking at your alerts like, oh my God, is my alert going to get hit? Is my alert going to get hit? If my alert get hit, what I'm going to do? And you should be writing this stuff down while you're still at work doing your thing. If you're not absolutely consumed with this, because remember, it's not about making the money, it's about understanding the structure. Because see, the way I thought about it was like, man, the money is inevitable. The new car, the new house that you want, that's inevitable if you understand the structure. And what really helped me understand this is that I was putting a lot of money, not a lot of money, but money in the market. Like I'll put 200 in there, 500, 1,000, and I would 2,000, 2,500. I would put more in there thinking that more money was going to make me the money. You see what I'm saying? And I kept losing it in the beginning. And I saw these people turning $100 into $2,800 in a week, $1,000 into $7,000 into $15,000 in 2 days. I'm like, what? And so it just showed me it's not about the amount of money that I'm investing. It's about me understanding the structure. So I started depositing lower and lower and lower and lower amounts of money, like $10, $15, $30, using stop losses and everything. And of course, it was real difficult with the spreads and everything. So what I did was I used alerts. Okay, I used alerts instead of using a spread because the broker could open up the spread on you and stop you out. But what I'm trying to tell you is that I really got to the point where it's like it's not about the amount of money that I'm investing. It's not about the amount of money you're investing. It's about understanding the structure, because the money is inevitable. The things that you want is inevitable. All you have to do is understand the structure. That's it. Nobody is stopping you from getting whatever you want. And so this goes back to what I just talked about. The market should be on your mind 24 hours a day. It should be consuming you. When you took a loss, you should be basically demoralized, like, damn, you know, or really Even if you're at work or something like that, you should be racing. You should be like, man, I can't fucking wait to get home and study and see why I lost. And remember, don't take another trade until you figure out why you lost, okay? So this is Diamond Life. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. I try to make this one not as long as the other ones. I need to make these a lot shorter, but if I gave you value, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you share it. And only if I helped you, okay? Don't share it, don't like it, don't subscribe if you haven't learned something that can help you out, okay? Because that's what this is all about. So I appreciate you guys listening in. Just remember that you're a champion because you choose to be. All right, be great.